Yo, 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 everybody, welcome to my crib. Hey everybody, here we are in Tucson, Arizona, inside my garage. This is the pain cave. This is where the work gets done. I'm just gonna walk you through a little bit of everything and show you around. So come on along and check it out. Here's where I set up for all my rides. This is where I leave. I sit down in this chair right here, put on my bike shoes, put on the helmet, put on the Oakleys, and then I grab one of these beautiful rigs over here. So here we go. This is the first bike. This is the one I'm on a lot this time of year. This is the new S5, which is awesome. I think it's the best looking bike on the road. This is the Aero road bike offering from Cervelo Cycles. This is my Kona bike right here. This is the PX. And this is sort of the newer iteration of the P5X, and a little bit light, a little bit stiffer. This is what I rode in Kona, as I mentioned, and also in Ironman, Florida. So going one more over here, we have the new P5 disc, which is also an awesome all-arounder bike, a little bit lighter, a little bit stiffer. This is also the UCI legal bike, so obviously you got your standard frame format here, but I love this bike, and you know, I kind of use this for my half Ironman racing traditionally, and then also I go back to this for the Ironman racing. Next up, a bike that I'm on a bit this time of year. This is the Cervelo Aspero, which is their gravel bike offering. It's kind of race gravel, which is totally awesome. It's a little bit like a road bike that you know, it can rip on the gravel stuff. So I've been on the exploring end of things right now, checking out all the roads around Tucson and getting out there, really enjoying this time of year where there's a little bit less structure. Next bike up here, this is actually my wife Kelsey's bike, but occasionally I get on it. This is the Santa Cruz 5010, and this is kind of the big boy. You can see it almost looks like a motorcycle. Got the big tires. It's a little bit heavier, so I prefer to stay on my bike, which is actually this one over here. This is the Santa Cruz Blur. This is their race cross-country setup, and I have been on this a little bit this time of year. I learned my lesson from Cape Epic, so you probably won't see me out there hammering the mountain bike stuff too much, but I do love to get out there and mix it up and get on the trail, so that's my go-to option for that. And not to pass over this beautiful rig here, but this is the P5X, which was kind of basically what I think was one of the coolest bikes ever made. Definitely changed the game, changed people's mindset about aerodynamics, comfort, all kinds of storage, and carrying everything we need as triathletes out there on the course. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm basically using the newer and updated version of this bike in the PX series. So both incredible bikes. And then this bike here, also in that same vein, is the P3X, which I raced at Ironman South Africa. This was my winning bike in South Africa. So yeah, all incredible bikes. For me, I love having the comfort of the non-traditional frame here with no seat tube. You get a lot of extra comfort over the long haul, over that 180 kilometers. So a little bit less direct road vibration transfer to your seat. And you know, obviously having your ability to carry everything you need in here, tons of storage between all the boxes here, flat kit down here below, which is awesome, and extremely aerodynamic bike. So yeah, those are all the bikes. Another S5 setup here on the trainer. This is kind of my go-to setup. I like to be comfortable when I'm on the trainer. I don't spend a ton of time on the aero bars. Of course, I can swap it out, but yeah, this is what I use for my trainer bike. Yep, so behind the Zwift setup here, we have my sauna, which this is something I found on Craigslist. I believe a lot in sauna protocol, and I think anyone can benefit from it. I use it whether I'm racing in a hot race or just throughout the year for preparing for any race. But this is an infrared sauna. A couple modifications I did. I actually popped the top here and filled this with foam so it's better insulated, heats up a little bit faster, and just retains that heat. For me, I'm kind of looking for the most I can get out of it, the most heat I can get. So this one tops out at 150 degrees. But I actually added a heat lamp in there, which you can see the cord running back over here, just to add a little extra temperature to it. And I've also covered up the thermocoupler so it's not reading accurately. And the idea behind that is so that it's constantly running the heaters and keeping that heat pumping in there even when it reaches max temperature. So yeah, that's the sauna. I use that, you know, multiple times a week when I'm in heavy training. Here we are. This is again where I start sort of my rides and runs from right here, and one of the key elements of starting any ride, of course, is choosing the right sunglasses. So I have quite the selection here. There's a few more actually in storage too, but basically the way I have it set up is kind of some of my running shades are over here, and then I have a mixture of running and cycling in the center, and then more casual on the right hand side, of course, with the exception of these EV0s that are over here. Huge Oakley fan. I think they're the best in the biz, and yeah, love my Oakleys. Basically, most people use their garages for cars. Obviously, I use mine for training and storage of gear. So this is kind of where I do my core workouts. You know, I use a Bosu ball for some core. And then, you know, we have our entire weight set up over here too. So typically what I do is I do strength 2 to 3 times a week. I work out with a physical therapist at a gym, but I also do some small strength sessions on my own throughout the week here just to kind of supplement, and also as a warm up for my rides and runs to get out the door. I find as I get older, I just need a little bit more warm up to get myself ready for those big long days out there. So you'll see me in here doing all kinds of warm up moves, a lot of band work just to get myself activated and get those muscles firing before I hit any of the hard training out there. I spend a lot of time doing deadlifts, back squats, and then I do also some hex bar deadlifts as well. A lot of single stuff, single leg stuff with single leg RDLs. You know, not super heavy weight on those, but just isolating that single leg, sometimes on the half Bosu as well. And then, like I said, I've got every band under the sun over here. I use these for all kinds of warm up and, you know, spider walks, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, definitely a key component of my training is doing the strength. I took off all the weight that was on here. I didn't want to psych anybody out, but you know, there was a ton more weight on here before. So
the bar was bending.
Yeah, it was getting to the point where we were concerned that, you know, there might be some sort of catastrophic failure to the bar if we didn't take the weight off. So again, this is just for sort of demonstration purposes, not necessarily what I actually lift. It's a lot more. We actually are fortunate to have a home in Boulder, Colorado as well, which has a little bit more impressive display of bibs and race paraphernalia, but I do have some of my race numbers from recent races over here, races that I've done that have been based out of Tucson when I've you know, left and come back from here. So I have a bunch of those on the back wall, including a check from the Outrigger Double from Maui, which is sort of the combination of for those people who aren't familiar, it's the combined time between your Ironman Hawaii performance and your Maui Xterra performance. So I think I won that 3 times, maybe 3 years in a row, something like that. So that was a fun time, but I haven't been back out there to defend it. So I need to maybe get back out there this year. We'll see if I can put that on the schedule. So here we are with the feedback stand. This is the Pro Elite model, and yeah, these are the best in the business. They are totally awesome. If you don't have a stand, you need to get one. Also make sure that when you buy this, you also buy the tool tray, because it's, in my opinion, super awesome to have your tools right here, and it doesn't come standard with it, if I'm not mistaken. I think I had to buy this separately. So yeah, super awesome. Keep all your tools right here on hand. I'm not saying that I know everything about being a bike mechanic, but it's nice to have, you know, some tools and do a little bit of wrenching myself. So yeah, definitely change all my own chains and do small modifications. And with the Shimano drivetrain, it's all pretty straightforward. There's not a lot of you know, heavy tuning or anything to be done. So yeah, even a simple man like myself can usually handle it. So here I am. This is on my Woodway treadmill, which is actually probably one of my favorite pieces of equipment out here. This is something that I found used secondhand. Obviously didn't drop the $10,000+ for a brand new one, but I think these are the best in the business. I mean, the best I've ever ran on in terms of a treadmill. Just a quality product, really well made. And this one goes up to 12.5 miles per hour. So yeah, I mean, that's, I think, you know, a little bit under 5-minute pace, which is plenty fast for most of the work I do. Oftentimes I'll do a brick workout in here, either off of Zwift or a bike ride that I finish, jump straight on here and just bang out the miles. So it's really easy. And I find that running on a treadmill, in addition to, you know, really working on your form, I think it also is great for just, you know, reducing the impact on the body. So especially with this, where it has the bearings throughout the entire span of the treadmill belt, it really softens the impact and makes the quality running experience. So, yep, big fan of the Woodways. So we've got one more piece to the training setup here, and of course it wouldn't be complete without a Master Spas swim spa. This is the H2X Challenger, and this is probably easily my favorite piece of training equipment that I have. You know, between swim, bike, and run, now we have it covered. I can order my groceries on Amazon and never have to leave the house. So yeah, basically what we got here is a swim spa. So for a lot of my easier aerobic swimming and for my recovery sets and then drill work, I spend in the Master Spas. So that's anywhere from you know, 2 to 4 times a week I'm in here. And then I also use it as a relaxation tool as well. You know, it has jets so you can hang out here in the back and you can massage your body. I actually even use the main jets that are used for the swimming. If you turn them on the right setting, get the right flow going, they work really great as a body massage as well. So kind of a pro tip there. But yeah, awesome tool and something that I use, yeah, even more often than I thought I would. And I just find that after a hard day of training, especially for the recovery stuff, there's nothing better than getting in the water to loosen your body up and get ready for the next big day of training. Of course, for triathletes, I think one of the other benefits of this Master Spa is that you actually have a continuous swim experience. So a lot of times, you know, you go to the pool, you're hanging out on the side in between your set, and you're not getting that continuous swim experience. But in the race, you're out there and you're swimming for, well, in an Ironman, you know, up to 2 hours for some people without really stopping, and you have no wall to grab onto. So having a Master Spa is really great for that, where you can practice that continuous swim experience. Also, as I mentioned, we're in my backyard right now, and on those days when, you know, you really don't have a ton of energy for maybe getting out the door to go to the pool, get in the car, grab your swim bag, do all the other things that go into it, go into the locker room, change, whatever else. You know, having this right in your backyard makes it super simple and awesome, so that you can just come out here, jump in, get the work done, and be right here ready to grab food and chill out with your family right afterwards. So yep, really super convenient and one of my favorite training tools. Well, you saw my Master Spas, you saw my water rower, you saw my weights, my treadmill, my Zwift setup, my awesome collection of Cervelo bikes, my sauna. You saw my feedback stand here, you saw my Oakley collection, you saw my helmets and all the other gear I use to go riding, and now it's time for you to go away. Get out of my house.
Thank you to Master Spas, our mutual sponsor that Ben and I share. We both have the same setup with the H2X Challenger, and yeah, legitimately, I like it a lot, and I was surprised at how much Ben uses it too, considering that he's like way faster than I am. If you are interested in a Master Spas, you can go to masterspas.com/Triathlon Taren, and there you can request pricing and get $1,000 off of Master Spas. So thanks to Master Spas for sponsoring this video, and thanks to the Hoffman family for touring us through the Pain Cave. Later, Trainiacs.